Greetings, Benjamin J from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, shooting this with a track camera. This is that Marx 400 and an original Marx Consist. Now, I just transferred it to the derusted rail that I set up yesterday. And that's running at 6.47 volts. So 6.5 volts. As you see, this is running just absolutely splendidly around this derusted track. Track runs really well, as does this 400. So it was definitely worth the $12 and the 5 minutes it took to repair it. And I've cleaned up the shell a bit. As you see, this turned out to be a really decent locomotive at a really decent price. Runs forward and reverse, runs just absolutely splendidly. No problems with this of any kind. So, replace that wheel, a couple of drops of oil, and a headlight, or light bulb. That's all it took. So, again, I gotta say it, don't overlook the junk. That pertains not only to this 400, but to this track as well. This track was absolute junk. This bottom of the barrel rusted junk track that was unusable. And you had a couple hours in white vinegar, that being a relative term depending on how rusty the track is. That standard gauge track I derusted took 72 hours. So 3 full days. But the nice thing about it is you don't have to do anything. There's no mechanical action involved. You just let it soak, neutralize the acid, oil it, dry it, and plug it together. And it'll stay this way forever. It's not going to re-rust as long as you keep it in a controlled environment. And if you're using it every day, or even once a week, once a month, it won't rust. It's when it sits undisturbed for years is when this track really, really gets rusty. Remember, rust never sleeps. And it goes from one piece of metal to the next, to the next, to the next. But once you get the rust off, you restore its conductivity, and even though it's discolored from the rust, it runs like new track, which is the important part. So, in any case, just want to do a quick video on this 400 running on this derusted track. Let's take this up to 7 volts. Okay, there's 7 volts on that Marx 400. This is DC, of course. As you see, runs great, and you can really slow this down running it on DC. Actually quite incredible. So anyway, just a follow-up video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.